Hello everyone. Today welcome in the introduction to the biology. We will understand today the basic biology, study of living things, plants, animals and the humans. So let's see the definition of the biology. Biology is the study of living organisms and their life processes. It helps us understand the plants, animals and the humans. Let's see the characteristics of living things. Living things need food and water. They breathe, respire, grow and reproduce, remove waste or excrete, respond to environment, or made up of the cells. Now let's see the non-living things. Non-living things do not grow, reproduce or breathe. They cannot respond to the environment. For example, rock, water or air. What is a cell? The cell is the basic unit of life. All living things are made up of the cells. So cells perform essential life processes. We see here the types of cells. There are mainly two types of cells. Animal cells, plant cells. So each has specific structures and functions. Let's see first of all the animal cell structure. Animal cell has a nucleus that controls the cell, has a cell membrane that protects the cell, and a cytoplasm that is a jelly-like inside it. Also can see in the picture. Okay. Next is plant cell structure. Plant cell has all the animal cell parts plus cell wall that provides the support, a chloroplast that makes the food, a vacuole that stores the water. Okay, see the plant cell diagram here. The nucleus, chloroplast, cell membrane, cytoplasm, large vacuole, mitochondria, cell wall. All right. Let's understand how the living things are organized as a cells, then tissues, then organs, then organ systems, then organisms. So each level has their own specific functions. Okay, now we will talk about the human body systems. Mainly the human body systems are divided into digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous, muscular or skeletal system, and a reproductive system. So we will see first the digestive system. What is a digestive system? The function of the digestive system is to break down and absorb the food. The saliva starts the digestion. The food goes from mouth to esophagus, then stomach, reach the stomach, then intestine, then anus. Okay. Next we will talk about respiratory system. So respiratory system's function is to take in the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. That is essential for the respiration. And the respiratory system includes lungs, trachea, bronchi. Okay. Now move to the circulatory system. Circulatory system's function is to transport the oxygen and the nutrients to the all body parts. Circulatory system has heart and the blood vessels. Okay. Now the excretory system that removes the waste from our body. Kidneys removes the waste in form of the urine. Skin removes the waste in form of sweat. Lungs removes the waste in form of carbon dioxide that keeps our body clean. Now we will talk about the nervous system. Nervous system's function is to control and coordinates the body and responds to stimuli. Okay. Nervous system's part is a brain, spinal cord and the nerves. Alright. Let's see muscular and skeletal system. Muscles do the movement, bones do the support and protection. So together they work for the body motion. Okay. Now we will talk about the reproduction. Reproduction is how living things make new living things like themselves. So there are two types of sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. For sexual reproduction, it needs two parents. The baby is similar but not exactly the same as the parents. In asexual reproduction, it needs only one parent. The new living thing is exactly the same as the parent. So why this is important? Reproduction helps living things continue their species and stop them from disappearing. Now let's see the types of nutrition. There are two types of nutrition. First is autotrophic. Those make their own food like plants. Heterotrophic is that eat others like animals. The food provides them energy. Let's talk about the photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is how plants make their own food using sunlight. So plants need three things: sunlight, water from the roots, and carbon dioxide from the air. They also use chlorophyll, the green part in the leaves that catches sunlight. The leaves catch sunlight, then the plant mixes water and carbon dioxide. The sunlight helps turn them into the food. The plant makes glucose, which is its food, and oxygen, which goes into the air for us to breathe. This helps the plant grow, gives us oxygen, and provides food for people and animals. Now let's see respiration. Respiration is how living things get energy from food. We use glucose or food and oxygen from the air. Inside the body, glucose mixes with oxygen and makes energy. It produces carbon dioxide and water as waste. This energy helps us move, grow, keep warm, and stay alive. We will talk about anaerobic respiration also. So anaerobic respiration is how living things make energy without oxygen. It happens when there is not enough oxygen, like during the hard exercise. The body still uses glucose for energy. In animals and humans, it makes energy and lactic acid. In plants and yeast, it makes energy, carbon dioxide, and alcohol. It gives quick energy, but in humans, it can make muscles tired because of the lactic acid. Now let's see the growth in the living things. A growth is when living things get bigger. It happens because cells divide. They need food and water to grow. It helps them get strong and mature. Let's talk about the genetics. Genetics is the study of how living things get their features from their parents. Features or traits like eye color, hair type, height, and skin color are called traits. So traits are passed by genes. Genes are tiny instructions inside our bodies. Genes are found on chromosomes, and chromosomes are inside cells. A child gets half of their genes from the mother and half from the father. That's why children look similar to their parents, but not exactly the same. So DNA is the material that carries all the genes. Okay, let's talk about the excretion or removal of the human waste. Excretion is how the body removes waste that we don't need. Our body makes waste when it works, and the waste can be harmful if it stays inside. The main wastes are carbon dioxide, urea, sweat, and extra water. Carbon dioxide leaves when we breathe out. Urea leaves the body in urine made by the kidneys. Sweat comes out through the skin. Excretion keeps our body clean, healthy, and working properly. Now we will talk about the movement in living things. Movement is when a living thing changes its position or moves part of its body. Animals and humans move using muscles and sometimes legs, wings, or fins. Plants cannot walk, but they still move slowly, like bending towards the sunlight or closing leaves. Movement helps living things find food, escape danger, grow toward light, and survive. So we can say movement is when living things change position or move the body parts. So animals use the muscles or the legs or wings. Plants move slowly towards the light. It helps them surviving. Next, we will talk about response to stimuli. Response to stimuli is how living things react to changes around them. What is a stimulus? Stimulus is something that causes a reaction like light, sound, touch, heat, or smell. In humans and animals, they use their senses and nervous system to respond quickly. For example, we move our hand if something is hot. Plants also respond, but more slowly. For example, they grow toward light, or their roots grow toward water. Responding to stimuli helps living things stay safe, find what they need, and survive. Okay? Now here is the practice session starts. First question, starting with what is the basic unit of life? So all the answers are already attaching here. So you can go through one by one to all the questions and answers from this with this session we already taught you. Okay, see you in the next session.